Hello guys, how things is you? Today inshallah we are going to have a grammar lesson. An important grammar lesson, which is the past perfect tense. Before having the past perfect, we should revise the past simple tense and make a comparison between them. The past simple tense. Examples. The ancient Egyptians built the pyramids. The ancient Egyptians built the pyramids. The verb built here is in the past because we talk about something that happened in the past. Built in the past of build. So build, built, built. Number 2. Oliver heard the sound of a bell, then he blah 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 blah. Oliver heard the sound of a bell. Here we are telling a story. When we come to tell a story, we put the tenses in the past. Leonardo painted in his studio every day. Leonardo painted in his studio every day. Mister, there's a word called every day, and we had before that every day expresses present. It's a present simple. No, not all the time. We can use sometimes, usually, always, often, every, in the past and in the present. No keyword for a specific tense except for the keywords that express the past simple tense yesterday and last and ago. Leonardo painted in his studio every day, so it was his habit. Here we are talking about a past habit for Leonardo. In the past, people caught fish using nets. Here we are talking about something that happened in the past. So, we can use the past simple tense to talk about an action that happened in the past, started and finished in the past. Number 1, an action that started and finished in the past. Also, number 2, when we come to talk about a story, when we come to tell a story, we put the tenses in the past. Also, number 3, we come to talk about a past habit. A past habit. We can say, my father walked to school every day when he was young. My father walked. Does he walk to school now? Of course not. Also, we can say, my father used to walk to school. It's a past habit which no longer exists. Okay? Yes. Number 5, Sarah wrote a book 10 years ago. The verb wrote is in the past here because of the word ago. A duration ago, 2 years ago, a month ago, a week ago, it's past simple tense. And wrote here in the past of write. Write, wrote, written. Written, American, written, British. They didn't eat. How can we negate the past? There's an important point for you as students you have to put in mind. When we come to put the verb in the past in negative, when we come to negate the verbs, simply put didn't before the verb. For example, look at example number 1. Ancient Egyptians built the pyramids. If I want to put in negative, simply put didn't before the verb. So ancient Egyptians didn't, and they get the infinitive. Stem verb. Ancient Egyptians didn't build. Look at example number 2. Oliver heard the sound. Put in negative. Oliver, very good, didn't hear. Number 3, Leonardo painted. Put in negative. Leonardo didn't paint. But, look at this. I had a party. Put in negative. Excellent. I didn't have a party. Listen. I was at home. Put it negative. Huh? Don't use didn't here. Excellent. With verb to be and is or was where, we negate with adding not after verb to be. So, I was at home in negative, I wasn't at home. Okay? Very good. Number 6. They didn't eat the food. They didn't eat fast food when they were young. When they were young. Okay? He hadn't played football since he was 10. Here, was in the past. We can use past simple after since. As we said before, the past simple tense can express a past habit, which is the person no longer does now. They used to read stories when they were young. Also, I can cancel used to. I can drop used to and say, they read. Pay attention. Read, read, read. Read, read, read. Okay? They used to read equals they read. They always read. They read stories when they were young. They used to read stories when they were young. There are time words and the phrases we use with the past simple tense. Like, yesterday, last ago. Yesterday, last ago, once one day. Yesterday, last ago, once one day. In the past, and. When? Pay attention to this. When did you start playing tennis? When did you start equals how long ago did you start? So the question word when and did, when did you equals how long ago did. Okay? Yes. Now we will have the past perfect tense. Study these examples. Before starting in the examples, I would like to remind you of the past simple tense and actually start in the past and finish in the past. Start and finished. Or express past habit, or expresses when we come to the story and so on. The past perfect, what is the past perfect? Subject, had, plus PP. Is used when we come to talk about two actions, two past actions. Past perfect expresses two past actions. Both of them happened in the past. The two actions happened in one happened before another. The action that happened first should be put in the past perfect tense, subject and BB. And the second one should be put in the past simple tense. So when we have two actions, both of them happened in the past, but one of them happened before another, we put the first action, the action that happened first, in the past perfect. And the second one in the past simple tense. Study these examples. By the age of 10, he had learned to speak two languages. Here we have two past actions. By the age of 10. Before means before he reached the age of 10. This is past time. By the age of 10, he had learned to speak. Which happened first? He had learned it first before he reached the age of 10. So he had learned to speak two languages. That's the first action, the action that happened first, and then we have to put it in the past perfect tense. Subject had BB. Okay? By 2000, by plus past date. When you find by, past date means before the end of, by the end of 2000, before the end of 2000, it's past. So we use Past perfect. By 2000, I had finished my studies. So I had finished my studies first before the end of this year. What is the first action here? I had finished first. I had finished is the first action. First action should be put in the past perfect. And here we use past perfect. By 2000, I had finished my studies. The sentence means before the end of 2000, I had finished first. I had finished my studies. Okay? After or when or as soon as she had known the truth, she told the police. Always put in your mind which action happened first. This one, for example, I have to put it in the past perfect. Which and happened secondly? This one, so I must put it in the past simple tense. Okay? So after she had known the truth, she knew the truth first. So here we say, after she had known the truth, she told the police. When she had known the truth, she told the police. As soon as she had known the truth, she told the police. Always put in mind, the action that happened the first should be put in the past perfect. Subject had to be. And the second one, past simple. When they reached the station, the train left. Oh, I'll ask you an important question. Did they catch the train? Stop the video and ask yourself, did they catch the train? I'll answer. When they had reached it, the first action here had BP, and they had reached it first, because it's past perfect. So it happened first. So first they reached it. Then the train left. So they caught the train. They caught the train, okay? As soon as I had seen the thief, I called the police. I saw the police first. I saw the thief first. Then I called the police. When I come to use after or as soon as, I follow them by the first action. Where is the first action? I saw the police. So put it in the past perfect back. As soon as I had seen the thief, I called the police. After I had done my homework, I went to bed. Which action happened first? I did my homework first. Then I went to bed. First I did my homework. Then I went to bed. First I did my homework. Then I went to bed. Use after. After first action. Where is the first action? I did my homework. But after, put it in the past perfect because it happened first. After I had done my homework, I went to bed. After, when, as soon as, plus past perfect, plus past simple. The first action had BB, second action past simple. When I entered the class, I found out that I had forgotten my exercise book. When I entered the class, I found out that I had forgotten my exercise book. Which action happened first? I entered first, or I found out first, or I forgot first. Oh, I forgot my exercise book first. Then I entered the class. Then I found out that I had forgotten. So, the first action here, and I had forgotten my exercise book. So we have to put it in the past perfect. When I entered the class, which is the second action, I found out, which is the third action, I had forgotten in the first action. But I had forgotten first. I had forgotten first. First, I forgot my exercise book. Then, I entered the class. While in the class, oh, I found, oh, where is my exercise book? Oh, I had forgotten it. Yes? When they reached the station, the train had left. Okay, when they reached the station, the train had left. Stop the video and ask yourself, did they catch the train? Did they catch the train? When they reached the station, the train had left. I don't know. Stop the video. Look, reach it. Past. Had left. Past perfect. And we said that the first action should be put in the past perfect. If the train had left first, what happened first? The train had left. Then they reach it. So the train had left first. They didn't catch it. They didn't catch it, or they missed it. By the time they reached the station, the train had left. By the time they reached the station, the train, they missed the train, of course, as we said before. The train had left. This is the first action. The tailor had taken the measurements before he cut the material. He had taken the measurements first, should be followed by the second action. He cut the materials. So before, by the time, should be followed by the second action, which is past simple, then the past perfect. Till and until. Till and until, what comes before them, usually, past simple in negative form. I didn't go to bed till I had done my homework. So, I didn't do my homework. I didn't go to bed, I didn't go to bed until I had done my homework. Means, first I did my homework. Then I went to bed. I didn't go to bed until I had done my homework. If I ask you to use after plus first action. After I had done my homework, I went to bed. Okay? We waited until the doctor came. Until, if what comes before until is affirmative, what comes after must be past simple, not past perfect. Until, if it's preceded by, what comes before it, if it's past simple, affirmative, without negative, so what comes after it must be past simple tense. Okay? So negative past simple until plus past perfect. On his departure. On his departure, he had left him a large sum of money. On his departure. Yeah, so on his departure is the second action. Means before he departed. Means before he departed, he had left him a large sum of money. Also, what comes after and before can be gerund, but without a subject. After I had played, after I, subject, had played, I can cancel I. But then cancel had and say after playing, after going. Also with before. Before I went out, I had done my homework. Before I went, before that I want to use gerund before going, before playing. Okay? So on or before plus noun or gerund. Okay, then the past perfect. After doing the shopping, I went home. After noun or gerund plus past simple tense. Until we meet again, thank you and goodbye. And I'll send you all the questions to answer. Please be interactive. Please.